afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Murner Fieldhouse and Gregory Arena on the campus of North Central College. Today's non-conference men's basketball game is between the Robert Morris University Eagles and your North Central College Cardinals. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please rise and place the flag above the west end of the court as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. And now let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First for the visiting Eagles from Robert Morris University. Starting on the guard line of 5'10" senior number 3, Marquis Williams. A 6'3" freshman guard number 11, Dallas Flowers. A 6'1" senior guard number 12, Antonio Levy. The other guard, a 6'2" junior number 22, Kyle Ward. And at forward, a 6'9" senior number 24, Darius Paul. The Eagles are coached by Al Brule, assisted by Othius Jeffers, Mark Miller, Gary Cohen, and DeMarco Nash. And now, the starting lineup for your North Central College Cardinals. At one guard, 6' senior from Springfield, number 10, Shagger Anderson. A 6'3" sophomore guard from Freeport, number 11, Aiden Shang. A 6'1" freshman guard from South Holland, number 22, Nick Chambers. The other guard is 6'2" junior from Chicago, number 34, Erwin Henry. And from Dunlap, a 6'8" junior forward, number 44, Alex Sorensen. The Cardinals are coached by Todd Erden, assisted by Steve Schreier, Aaron Tickness, and Vince Knick. The faculty mentors are John McGordo and Dr. John Mueller.
Welcome into Gregory Arena on the campus of North Central College. It's the Robert Morris University Chicago Eagles against North Central College. The Cardinals enter 6-2, the Eagles 8-4. Hello, welcome to this NCTV 17 production of Cardinal basketball. Kevin Jackman, Eric Gruber here on the airwaves with you this afternoon. Should be a good one. It's going to be an interesting game for the Cardinals, who now have to play without Connor Raridan for an extended period of time. Arguably their best player out with a hand injury, so they will have to wade through uncertain waters for the next few weeks. The opening tip is won by the Eagles, and our game is officially underway.
Cardinals a couple tough games here as they head to Florida after this, and they play the number 23 ranked Wartburg College, so a couple tough ones back to back.
Luckily, even though they face Wheaton after that, it's not the Wheaton just down the road. It's from Massachusetts. But our game underway, the Eagles with a missed shot. This team, Robert Morris, comes in with a lot of athleticism. Their starting lineup, LJ Booth, Darius Randolph, Marquis Williams, Antonio Levy, and Kyle Ward. Cardinals with the same starting lineup for a second straight game as Alex Sorensen has it picked away. In transition, nearly thrown away. Now on the near side wing. Controlling the ball is Marquis Williams, and outside that's Levy. And the shot missed, but an offensive board pulled down. And the shot deflected straight, and an offensive board again. And now a foul called. And going to the line will be Dallas Flowers, who's in the starting line.
That might be one of the possessions that have early on possessions in a game that makes Coach Reardon the most mad, I think, because 2 offensive rebounds, the same guy, and Sorensen picks up an early foul with Connor Reardon not playing. I don't know if it can get much worse than that possession right there.
Certainly not what the Cardinals are looking for in the early goings. Thankfully, a miss for Coach Reardon and company. So the Cardinals come out and a relatively small lineup against a really athletic team. Alex Sorensen will be anchoring the middle. Flowers able to hit 1 of 2. That's our first point of the ball game, and now the Eagles coming out in a full court press. It's across the timeline. Not yet. Chambers will get it across in just about a second to spare.
With Connor Reardon being out, you're going to look for other guys to step up for this North Central team. He does so much with rebounding, passing, and scoring. You got to have other guys contribute in the areas that they're missing him in.
Almost stripped away. Chambers on the wing. 5 on the shot clock. Into the hands of Anderson, who has to come across the screen. Outside, Henry will pull for 3. In and out, no good. Pulled down by the Eagles, and that's the forward Kyle Ward. Almost a shot there for Marquis Williams. Opts to check it down.
Chambers is daring him to shoot that 3.
Near side wing, a pump fake and a dish off. Down low on the block. And it's off of the Eagles. Williams last to touch off the feed from Darius Paul, the 6'9" senior forward. And it looks like Paul has a little bit of a height advantage on Sorensen, despite the fact that, well, Alex is also listed at 6'8". That'll be an interesting matchup down low. Henry to Chambers, and here's the freshman on the near side. He's really come on as of late, double digits his last 3 games, including a season high with 18 points 3 games ago. He was inserted into the starting lineup, and he's been a catalyst on the offensive end.
And you need those guys to be able to stretch the floor and shoot against the zone. They haven't seen a zone yet, but that's been North Central's Achilles heel the past few years, not even just this year.
And right now the Eagles matched up man-to-man underneath the basket. That's Chambers, who tries to flip it up and nearly tracked down, and it's going to be out of bounds off of Jagger Anderson. 17:40, and we still have only 1 point in our contest. Coming in, this Robert Morris team, it's pretty fair to say they like to run and gun. 94 points a game. That's hard to do on a consistent basis. That's Paul. He'll take the deep 3 and knocks it down.
And they let up 83 a game, so this should be a higher scoring game, you would assume, but North Central is going to try to slow that ball down. They're going to try to push it, but 4-0, 3 minutes in, North Central hasn't scored yet. That's not looking good right now for Coach Reardon.
Cardinals into the motion offense, and it's a travel called on Chambers, who took an extra step after receiving the pass from Anderson. Chambers did knock down the shot. It just doesn't count.
And bringing Chambers into the starting lineup with Reardon out too is you have less scoring off the bench now, because Chambers was kind of coming in off the bench and scoring. So you're going to have to look to the bench to see who can contribute, especially if anybody gets into foul trouble.
That bench is certainly thinned out. Here comes the Eagles, and Williams will take the 3, and it's bricked off the back of the iron. Good box out there for Erwin Henry, who pushes it ahead to Chambers. Out to Henry, makes a quick cut move, and Anderson almost got in his way.
Cardinals looking very stagnant on offense so far.
Nice screen. Now Sorensen will pick and pop in front of the rim. And the board pulled down by Flowers. Made that Levy. Miss on the offensive end. Board pushed ahead to Sorensen. And it'll be an and 1 play for Alex Sorensen. And he'll go to the line to try and make this a 3-point play.
What I've noticed about Sorensen with his 3-point game is he's a lot better 3-point shooter after he makes a couple down low. He likes to see the ball go in the basket. That's when he was able to step out and get hot from long range.
So right now, you take a look at the bench, and we may not see these guys for a little while considering how thin it is, but Jaquan Phipps, Matt Capoletti, and Jack Bronick are the 3 guys who will be most likely coming off tonight. And no offense to those guys, but they would typically be pushed a little bit further down that bench if there were, say, the Connor Reardon and Sam Fairley still available for the Cardinals to use.
That's where depth comes in. You got to be able to put these guys, just throw them into the fire and see what they can do. And Cappelletti performed last game. I think it was last game.
Yeah, double digits against Albion. Off the glass, brought down by Chambers. Eagles have not looked very fluid on the offensive end. Down low to the block, Sorensen will face up and shoot. Strong off the right side of the rim. Pushed ahead, that's Flowers into the lane. Left-handed shot off the glass is good.
Takes down a cheerleader as well. And Sorensen needs to, he has to be careful now because he's got that one foul already, and that's the problem. You don't playing an entire half careful, and they're going to be asking a lot out of him, especially with Raritan out.
He's going to be playing the next month careful.
Yeah.
Henry into the lane, puts a floater up and banks it in. Makes it rattles in rather. We talked about it at length to start the year. When Sorensen was in foul trouble, that's a travel call. Beautiful defense by the Cardinals' Darius Randolph with the traveling violation. We talked about this earlier, the fact that when Sorensen was in foul trouble, the Cardinals were in trouble, period. And that's even more so the case without option 1A, which is Connor Raritan on the floor.
Raritan, he just does so much that doesn't go in the stat sheet either. He's just a very good player, and there's Jagger Anderson with a little push-off.
Connor Raritan does a lot that does show up on the stat sheet. You know, he is among the league leaders in the CSAT in points per game, rebounds per game, and he is one of the top assist man, not just in the conference, but in the country as a forward. But yeah, he does. He's kind of the glue, especially on the defensive end as well.
He just
to the rack
so
and
much
almost a putback by Flowers, who tried to go up and over the top. Chambers open for three from the wing. Knocks it down. And the Cardinals have their first win of the night. 8-6 with 14:40 to play in the first half.
And Connor Raritan gets a lot of those hockey assists too. The two passes, the ones that don't show up like that.
Levy forces a shot. He comes in averaging 21 points a game and has been held in check so far this evening.
I think it's safe to say this Robert Morris team has the green light.
They're going to be jacking up shots. And if the early season is any indication, they make quite a few of them. Chambers off the elbow. Rebound, Erwin Henry underneath. Strong move to the basket, puts it in.
Cardinals respond with a little run of their own.
10-6 the lead for the home team.
And you got to wonder why Robert Morris is not getting the ball inside to go against Sorensen. You'd want to get him out of the game.
Little stutter step there for Paul as he tried to go to the rack. And a substitution for Robert Morris. Onto the floor is Omar Gilbert, who is a teammate of Jaquan Phipps at Lyons Township. They're both sophomores.
A little rivalry.
Hopefully a friendly one of that. Jagger Anderson on the wing. Off to Chang. Henry. Into the corner, Chambers. They're going to want to cover him up. Shot clock down to 6. Down low, Sorensen finally worked it in. He splits a pair, goes off the glass. Paul with the rebound. He'll lead the break. Good handles for a 6'9" man, and as I say that, he gets it knocked away. Baseline drive and a kick out. And that's a backcourt violation. Nice job by Erwin Henry. Put up a roadblock against Dallas Flowers, and Flowers had nowhere to go with it.
I think the most exciting part about this North Central team is you include Raritan, Connor Raritan in this, and you include Fairley. Out of the guys that are on the floor and those two, Jagger's the only senior. They got a very young team, and they're going to be around for a couple years to really be reckoned with.
Jagger's the only senior on this team, period.
Oh, is he period? I didn't know if it was okay, yeah. He's the only one at all. So they're going to be around for a while.
Down low, Henry just using his body to clear some space against Flowers. May not have the height advantage, but certainly the power. That's taken away by Anderson, pickpocketed into the open court, and he's blocked, but a foul called on Kyle Ward. That looked fairly clean to me.
It did, and Ward saying he pushed off, Jagger pushed off. So, I don't know if I saw that push off there, but that looked pretty clean block.
Shooting two.
Anderson not exactly setting the world on fire from the free throw line the last 2 years. And rims out here, 10-6 the score. It's held true for the last 3 minutes of play. 12:51 And a timeout taken by Robert Morris, a 30-second break. Coming in, we knew that this Robert Morris team was going to present an offensive challenge for the Cardinal defense, and so far the defense has certainly held up against an explosive team. Levy comes in averaging 21. Paul averaging 18. Randolph 18. I mean, these guys have scores. So far they've been suffocated.
Well, what North Central seems like they're trying to do is just trying to dare them to take those contested threes, and if you're Coach Reardon and company, that's what you want. Just let them shoot those threes that they're going to fire up, and if they make them, oh well.
We've seen Paul hit one already in this game. He's a 6'9" forward, but he has taken 24 threes this year. He's knocked down 13 of them.
That's
Actually,
a big boy
they're
in there too.
one of their best three-point shooters on the team. Hey, if you can do that on a consistent basis, by all means, pull it.
And they're Robert Morris on a little scoring drought right now. They haven't scored in about 3 or 4 minutes.
Well, they held a 6-3 lead. The Cardinals on a 7-0 run as Anderson misses a pair, and the rebound will be tracked down by the Eagles, almost thrown away. Now comes Gilbert into the front court. Jerry Davis checks in. He's another guard on the floor, number 4. And a foul on Chambers. Knocked him down with the body.
Looks like a hard little fall there and pulled his nose. I don't know if he has his nose on the floor. But this North Central team looks like they're really perfecting their game plan, what they have on defense right now, doing a good job.
They're being physical on Antonio Levy, who has the ball right now. Anderson blanketing him. Now down low to Paul, double team, passes out. Wide open shot from the wing, rims in and out, no good. Anderson tracks down the board and throws it to Aiden Chang. The miss coming from Kyle Ward.
Anderson's like a little gnat. He's always around the ball. He's just so quick and always there. He's a ball hawk.
High post to Sorensen. Henry fakes the shot, now goes down low. There's the junior transfer, gets it batted away and kept in bounds by Gilbert. Sorensen stripped for the second time tonight. Shot put up by Gilbert. Paul hauls it in. A little too deep on the baseline, but somehow spins into some free space and knocks down the shot. That'll end that scoring drought.
Sorensen doesn't see too many guys bigger than him.
No, he doesn't.
And Bronick getting ready to check in. Wonder if that is probably for Sorensen. He will be the first sub for North Central, who's gone almost 9 minutes without one.
Anderson had a wide open three, but that is not his forte, so he will not take that. Pass out to Chambers. No good. He can't make everything. Although he certainly has looked like he can the last 3 games. That's well out of bounds. And Bronick will check in for the big man, Alex Sorensen. Looks like Matt Capoletti will check in as well. Who will he tag team out? That's Chambers. And Chambers will also take a seat.
Reardon, Coach Reardon, almost 9 minutes. Takes him to go to his bench here. We'll see how deep he goes today.
Capoletti just checked in. Little jumper for Erwin Henry and a collision right in the lane, and Henry will get called for the foul. 4 team fouls on the Cardinals, 3 against the Eagles. That's Erwin's first.
There was the famous Coach Reardon lean back, leg over the leg. Not happy with that foul.
That's kind of unnecessary, I think, is the best way to describe that.
Henry just trying to make an aggressive play for that rebound. Just not in the right spot at the right time.
Now, a lot of times when a guy misses a shot he knows he should have made, you want to try and get that ball right back.
And usually you can tell right off the hand if you're going to miss, and you're going right after it.
Move to the hoop, off the glass. Can't get it to drop. And it's Chang pulling it down. Jerry Davis on the miss. Pushed ahead to Anderson. Little shimmy move at the top of the lane. Goes off the glass with the left hand. And Paul just stands there and bats it to himself. Good drive to the rack and a foul. Count the bucket. Going to the free throw line is Darius Randolph.
That was a strong move and a really good use of his body to get that contact and the foul. This North Central team, they've done a good job defensively, but right now their scoring has held up too.
And you mentioned it, this is where the absence of Connor Reardon has really come into play. The fact that now that the starters have come out, here comes the reserves, and now they have to try and hold down the fort.
Sorensen. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I thought you were done. Sorry. Sorensen out on the floor, and obviously Raridan hurt. Who do you say go give me a basket? Because all these guys can score. Erwin Henry's probably the best one-on-one player out there, but if you need that one-on-one basket, sometimes it's tough to do that when those are your two best one-on-one players. Because the rest of the guys are more in the motion and the offense, catch and shoot or finishing on low.
It's a foul on the floor against Robert Morris, called against Davis. Cardinals will maintain possession. Inbound goes to Henry, kicks it out to Chambers. Chambers had, what, 30 seconds on the bench, and he's already back into the game.
Well, I think Coach Raridan likes Chang and Chambers out there because they can both stretch the floor. And there's Chang's first shot of the game.
Able to rim that home, a good shooter's touch. Randolph with a little U-turn. Yeah, but who do you go to? You know, Chambers has been a good scorer in the last 3 games. Ooh, that's pretty egregious as a walk, it looked like.
He walked from the elbow and almost to the block.
Long strides, my friend.
Call it a step through, I guess.
Henry, the 3. Splash for the junior forward. But what I was going to say is Chambers has looked good offensively, but he hasn't created his own offense. It's been in the motion of the system.
Coming off screens or catch and shoot, one of the two.
Oh, my. Deep 3 there made by Omar Gilbert to tie this game back up at 15.
That's an excuse me 3. You're going to give me that? Okay. Now
Chambers
go guard him.
Off the screen, misses the shot. Pretty open. Couldn't see it fall. Now to the wing. Takes again. Gilbert.
Heat check.
There's not much of a heat check if you've only made 1. Forced baseline is Jerry Davis. There's Gilbert again, swinging the basketball around. That one's an ugly attempt off the back of the rim for Randolph. Capoletti, a nice move to the rack. Up and under, scoop move.
Good move there to get in and avoid that block.
How about that move? Davis slices right through the defense, gets a pair, and Coach Todd Raridan wants a timeout.
Getting a fast break basket off a make is going to drive a coach crazy.
Seems like the Cardinals, while they have kept pace with this Eagles team, is now starting to play a little bit into Robert Morris's hands, running a little bit more. Do they want to dial it back?
That's what I'm saying. You see the scoring pick up in the last 2-3 minutes here, and they're starting to run and gun with them. And if you're only going to go 6, 7, or 7 deep here, can you run and gun that whole game? I don't think so.
8:22 to go, first half. Both teams have used a timeout. Capoletti and Chambers, 2 freshmen, remain on the floor. Capoletti's an interesting case, just like Chambers has been. Neither of them have gotten, or had gotten, I should say, a lot of run time to begin the year. And now, as some pieces have fallen to the wayside, they've gotten some minutes. 11 against Milliken for Capoletti, 23 against Albion, and he rewarded them with 11 points in that game. Henry loses the basketball, picked up by Robert Morris.
Yeah, these guys weren't in the rotation to start the year, and they've really earned their way into it.
Davis drives on Henry, up and under move will give Robert Morris the lead, 19-17. Under 8 to play, first half of action here from Gregory Arena. Outside Bronick.
We'll see how long Coach Raridan keeps Sorensen out of it, only having that 1 foul.
Stagnant possession right here on the offensive end. 7 on the shot clock. Henry trying to go behind the back. Davis knocks it away, keeps it, and calls a timeout.
I've never been a fan of that timeout personally. I don't think it's a bad timeout, but at that point you see there's 2 seconds on the shot clock there. I almost let them just grab the ball and just, it's a good hustle play. I'm not taking anything away from them, but you see it 2 seconds left on the shot clock there, they're not even gonna get a shot off anyway. But if you don't need that timeout later, it is a good timeout. But if you do need it later, you're wishing you had it.
Yeah, they still have 4 more after calling that. 7:25 to go, first half of action, and now Sorensen will in fact check in following the break. He's going to get some heavy minutes. Sorensen will, granted that he's not in foul trouble
Into the game for the Cardinals, number
They'll be
4.
very reliant on him, and he has a chance to really anchor this team. The problem is, in that Albion game, he only had 14 points on 5 of 12 shooting. He's another guy that's not going to create offense. He's not going to create space.
Ooh, that was a very athletic move. I didn't know if he traveled to start, but he hung in the air for that one. But yeah, like you're saying, they're going to have some tough time without Raritan with that aspect.
Capoletti outside. Eagles now up by 4 after the make from Randolph. Chang will take the 3, rims it around. Sorensen wisely decides to let that play go and get back on the defensive end.
Robert Morris, you can tell, starting to play their game now, starting to run up and down the floor quicker. Jerry Davis getting that steal and that one with the timeout, the hustle play there. They're starting to do what they want.
LJ Booth, the other 6'9" behemoth on this team, knocks down an 18-footer. So now both guys listed at 6'9" have hit a shot outside 15 feet.
That's tough to guard.
A little bit. Into the hands of Chambers, and Chambers gets swacked on the outside by Davis, who came flying up the lane.
You can tell Davis, a very good perimeter defender. He just got there a millisecond later as he was about to get a steal or a charge, one of the two. He's harassing them on the outside.
Phipps gets a short run on the floor. Back into the game is Anderson with the Cardinals trailing by 6. Capoletti with the shot fake, and a foul on the floor from Randolph.
Eagle foul number 15.
We haven't seen too much complaint with Coach Ritter with the refs so far. And neither coach complained with the refs. So the refs really taking control, doing a good job of this game. They don't get enough credit. It's only negative criticism to the refs.
Anderson down low, Sorensen faces up Booth, now kicks it out. Cardinals looking to drive and dish. Anderson gets it knocked away. Down low, Sorensen. Sorensen drives baseline, trying to find a crevice to work in. Misses the little bunny layup. Can't blame him. A lot of traffic there underneath the hoop. Swung to the corner, and a travel called on Dallas Flowers, who tried to reset his feet before launching the shot.
A little shuffle of the feet before that one, but Jerry Davis is causing a lot of problems on that defensive end. He's doing a great job of pressuring the ball, whoever he's guarding, whether it's on the switch or his man.
This Eagles team has been good for a very long time under the direction of Al Brule, the head coach. He has 443 wins at the college, 590 in his career overall. Chambers yanks the 3, knocks it down, makes it a 3-point game once again. Chambers continues to impress on the offensive end.
Chambers staying aggressive, that's good. You miss a couple, you still want to see him stay aggressive.
That's Booth trying to clear some space. He gets called for the foul. Cardinals need a guy like a Chambers or a Capoletti to come up and be kind of that instant offense.
Especially in CCIW play when you know teams are going to come out and play zone against you, because that's been the MO against North Central for the last few years.
Chambers again, he'll take the 3 again and knocks it right through the bottom of the hoop. Tie game, 23 apiece.
Heat check.
Woohoo! He didn't shoot that over Robert Morris. He shot that over Alex Sorensen, who was standing right in front of him. Flowers in the corner, knocks it out. Booth. Levy trying to wind his way in and around the lane, and it's going to wind up in the hands of Booth. Has to just flick it in.
That's one of those 50-50 balls you got to get, and it ends up right in the hands of him. Perfect for a little layup. And when you're 6'9", that's not a very tough shot.
I wouldn't know.
You're only what?
5'8".
Foot and an inch away.
Anderson winds in and out of the lane. Into the corner now, 8 on the shot clock. He'll kick out, and nobody home on the pass. And Coach Todd Raritan just says, you take that right back.
He's not happy. And he's pointing at Nick Chambers right now. He's saying, get him the ball. He's feeling it. Look for him.
It's been a while. Yeah, scratch that. I don't know if I've ever seen a true knockdown shooter who has appeared as consistent as Chambers has in the last 3 games.
Well, hopefully you can keep that the whole season. That's what you want to see. Not shoot at a crazy percent, but just always a threat.
Chambers steps into another one and leaves it woefully short.
Spoke too soon. announcer jinx never fails. He
Randolph.
doesn't want to shoot that. He doesn't want that 3. You got to give him that 3.
Randolph with the 2 instead. I don't want to make it appear like I'm saying the Cardinals haven't had shooters. They have. You know, on the bench right now is Vince Kamick, who's the assistant coach. He was a very good shooter, but very streaky as well. Kevin Gillespie was a very good shooting point guard, but never really a threat as a shooting guard. Chambers misses again.
See Chambers short on the last 2, maybe getting a little tired legs there.
Off the glass, skips it across the other side. Capoletti with the rebound. Anderson into the lane, left-handed shot rolled in.
Now they got to get some stops on this defensive end as Robert Morris been getting a lot of good looks. Cardinals got to pick it up on this side of the floor.
3 minutes left to go. Paul outside. Sorensen. And now Randolph will take that 3, and he knocks it in.
The craziest part is you look at how big Paul is out here. That's LeBron at a very fast level at that size and height, except stronger.
Paul, no knock on him, but he's moving like molasses.
That's what the scary part about the NBA is.
These guys are the biggest guys at this level, but moving like guards. Chang misses the open jumper. Into the hands of Flowers, backs it out. And now Randolph wants the heat check. Left side of the rim, Paul the board. Knocked out of his hands, but a foul.
Is that on?
That's Chambers' second. That's the team's 6th as well. 2:18 to play first half. Cardinals with 16 fouls, the Eagles with 7. Just watch Paul yank this. He wants to.
Yeah, he wanted to shoot that.
He'll go to the rack instead.
That's a good move.
Gets a pair of points.
That's tough to stop at 6'9".
Anderson kicks out. Chang left a wide open and makes him pay.
Good drive and dish there from Jagger Anderson, pushing the ball after a make. He was able to get Aiden Chang wide open.
That's what the Cardinals might have to do. Inside the three-point line, Paul. High rebound pulled down by Chang, and he collides with Davis, who anticipated the move, but collides with Anderson.
I don't think Jagger has any problem with this pace of play. He always wants to run. He's always looking back. Who's running with me? He wants to run.
Hey, if he's got shooters on the fast break, that would really suit him.
He's a very dynamic finisher inside, and he's very good at that drive and kick. Those are his strengths.
First out of the 1-and-1 is good. This is not a strength, free throw shooting, or shooting, period. If he could have just improved that part of his game over the course of the last few years, can you imagine what kind of weapon he would be on the offensive end?
Yeah, shooting, it's more of a mental thing. I think he probably did work on it a lot.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
And Sorensen wide open after the finish, but Anderson definitely would assume he worked on it a lot. It's just once you get stuck on that floor, sometimes you bring back, you're not being able to make those wide open threes, and I feel like that's a basketball thing in general.
Flowers finds a wide open lane to drive into and misses the shot. The putback, no good for Paul as well. Minute 20 to go. Cardinals with a defensive stop and now a chance to take the lead. 32-31, Cardinals trail by 1. Screen from Sorensen, looking for him on the pick and roll. Paul outside, he's looking for the switch. And now he's able to get back to Sorensen. Paul's hanging out in the lane for a little while. Sorensen goes to the glass and gives the Cardinals the lead, 33-32, under a minute to play.
Sorensen, a nice little post move, good patience inside, able to finish with that right hand. And Sorensen, big 48 seconds for him to not pick up a foul in this end of this first half.
Flowers asking for the screen from Paul. Outside Randolph, stutter steps into the lane, left-handed scoop shot.
That is a very athletic basketball move right there. That's not much you can do.
That was impressive. He wanted to go to the right hand.
He just said, I'm going to hang up here and switch to my left and scoop it in.
About a 3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Cardinals will basically try and hold for the last shot of the game, for all intents and purposes. Outside Anderson, shot fake, kicks it out. Chang wide open and cannot get it to go. 3 seconds left. Half-court heave, Randolph well off the mark. And the first half has come to a close. Eagles 34, Cardinals 33. 20 minutes in the books and an exciting first half of play. We expected that it would be a high-scoring game. It's kind of right in the middle.
Picked up a little bit towards the end of that second half, or second half of the first half there. I think Cardinals had about 10 points with 11 minutes to go, so both teams really picking it up offensively. Maybe dropped off a little bit defensively, but you don't want to get into Robert Morris's style, what they want to do. Cardinals had that control of the game the first 8-9 minutes, but they did a good job responding. They played Robert Morris's game pretty well with them.
We'll be back for the second half of action at about 14 minutes right here on NCTV 17 from Gregory Arena.
Start second half.
An exciting first 20 minutes here inside Gregory Arena. And now on the other side of half, it's the Eagles from Robert Morris with a 1-point lead over North Central. Hello, welcome back. Kevin Jackman, Eric Gerber here on NCTV 17, a production of Cardinal Basketball. Second half of play between Robert Morris and North Central. Jagger Anderson into the lane, kicks it out, batted away into the hands of the Eagles, and here they come on the fast break. Alley-oop and off the glass. Not nearly as exciting as I thought it would be.
Coach Raridan not happy with an opening possession turnover right out of the half. You got to usually draw something up out of the half, and that is not what he drew up.
Cardinals back out onto the floor with their starting unit, and coming from behind and knocking it away is Marquis Williams, and a slam home from Paul.
Wow. Rise to the occasion.
Literally. Not the way the Cardinals would have liked to start the second half. It was a really fun first half as, again, Robert Morris active in the passing lane. Tracking it down in the corner is Anderson able to push it out. Chang there to bring it in. Sorensen left wide open for three, and he bricks it off the bottom of the backboard, gets his own rebound, now drives.
That shot clock reset, I don't know if it should have, but the Cardinals look very sloppy coming out of the half.
Intercepted into the full court break, and a layup for Robert Morris on the other end, and we're 1 minute and 17 seconds in, and Coach Raridan has to already take his first time out of the second half.
That's not going to make you happy.
That's like an 8-man rush in football where you forget that the offensive linemen had to do their job and you just get blitzed. You get sacked right out of the half.
That's a very, very poor way to come out of the half, especially at home here. And I know it's on D-term and the students aren't here, but you're on your home floor. You got to come out in the second half ready to go. And that's going to make a coach very, very angry. So not the Robert Morris side, though.
No, not at all. Robert Morris led in that first half by Darius Randolph, who looked very good shooting the basketball. 11 points, 8 rebounds for number 15. The Cardinals, a balanced scoring attack. Nick Chambers, their leading scorer, with 9 points. He was 3 of 9 shooting. Erwin Henry and Alex Sorensen with 7 apiece as well. We'll see what they can do here coming out of the timeout. They trail by 7 after beginning the half, down by 1. Sorensen to the block, left-handed shot is good, and they're on the board.
That's what they're going to need to do a lot in the second half, is feed the big man. Sorensen's shot outside has not looked very on so far, so he's going to have to go get his in the paint.
Cardinals matching up man-to-man. Sorensen out defending Paul, who drives, banks it off the glass and good, looking for a foul as well.
He likes going left and going up on that side. He's had a very, very solid game so far, and he can put the ball on the floor and go, and that's dangerous for the defense when a guy that size can do that.
Outside with Anderson. Cross court Henry. Chambers has been quiet here in the first 2.5 minutes. Eagles have made sure to cover him up. Anderson pulls the 3 off the right side of the rim. Here come the Eagles. Williams outside, wide open 3, taken and made. 10-point lead for the visitors. 45-35, 17-18 to play second half.
This is the Robert Morris that looked like on the stat sheet where they can just score the ball almost at will, and they're doing that right now.
Kyle Ward with the 3-pointer. Chang trying to get the pick and pop working. Sorensen takes a 3.
They're just letting Sorensen shoot that ball from outside.
It just doesn't seem like he's taking those shots with the same swagger he took them with last year. And a foul on the floor, and it's against the Cardinals.
I think it's going to be against Robert.
It's Sorensen.
Oh, is it against? Wow.
No, it's against Erwin Henry. Take that back.
I didn't see that.
Henry was behind the play, holding down Flowers. And Henry again a foul, hard foul of that.
They're going to go right to the bench here as Coach Reagan looks down. That's Erwin Henry's 3rd.
Picks up 2 fouls in the span of 3 seconds. And now Levy to the line.
Matt Capoletti will check in probably for Henry, who just picked up his third.
Returning for the Cardinals, number 30.
Oh, he's going to be for Jagger, excuse me. I just figured with the 3 fouls. Coach trying to get more shooting, I think, out on that floor with Capoletti.
Levy with 1 of 2. He came in as their primary scorer. The lone bright spot is the fact that he was held scoreless in that first half. Bad news, you're down by 11. To the rack, and Capoletti knocked in the head. He'll go to the line for 2.
Now Coach Reardon on the refs. We didn't see him much on the first half, and now he's working them. Capoletti, oh sorry, go ahead. Looks like Capoletti just going to probably try to be a little scoring spark off the bench as they need it right now.
He's a freshman. 11 points in the game against Albion. Makes the first of 2 free throws. And they could use a spark. Looks like Robert Morris's focal point right now in the second half is to limit the 3-point opportunities for the Cardinals, for everyone except for Alex Sorensen.
Yeah, they're daring Sorensen to shoot that shot. And Sorensen can definitely make it. He's just shot not looking the same right now.
Levy up and under. Beautiful make. That's his first basket. And Eagles and the Cardinals battle for it on the floor. That's Aiden Chang and Levy. And that's off the side of the back. Oh, look at that bounce. That's a fortunate ricochet.
That's when you know you're having a good half.
Yeah, Marquis Williams ends up with it. 18 seconds on the shot clock. And they're just getting into the offensive set.
Chambers treating him like Jagger Anderson. He's just daring him to shoot the ball, and there he is.
Rattles it home, and that's a 3-point make for Williams, and now the Cardinals trail by 14. And violation on the baseline. Did Sorensen step in bounds? And he'll step out.
Coach Reardon, you're definitely going to, if they're going to come out and not play well here in the second half, he's going to definitely look to his bench and just look for some sparks, as he already has now with Capoletti and Bronick. Phipps probably will be next.
Paul in the corner working up against Bronick, and a travel called on Paul. Bronick just, I mean, he kept his hands up and kept getting driven backwards.
Good defense there by Bronick.
That's what they need from the big man. They don't need the offensive scoring. They need a solid presence underneath the hoop on the defensive end.
Coach Reardon went down and talked to some guys towards the end of the bench. They probably tell them to stay ready.
Bronick the screen. Erwin Henry splits a pair of defenders off the glass. Bronick the offensive board. His putback good. Just his 3rd make of the season.
That's a little spark off the bench. Good defensive play, causes a turnover and then a putback. That's what you need out of the big man.
Williams right back to the 3-point line. The lefty drains a triple.
And here goes Robert Morris. This is what you expected when they started this game. They start off a little slow, but this team can score the basketball, and you don't want to get too far behind on a team that can shoot the ball like this.
Has Nick Chambers touched the ball in this half?
I don't know, maybe touched it, but hasn't even gotten close to a look.
Bronick again under the hoop, and he gets, looked like he got hit, but airballs the layup attempt. Backdoor cut, up and under move, no good. Bronick pulls down the board. That was hanging on there for a while.
Dancing on the rim.
Henry, coast to coast, off the glass, and kisses it in.
Coach Reardon wants an and one there.
Again to the rack, and a nice spin move off the glass is good for Ward. And now we're into the back and forth style of play that Robert Morris loves.
You wonder if fatigue plays a factor as they're getting the ball out of the basket and scoring in fast breaks after makes.
Henry, jump shot from the elbow. Didn't seem like that was his first option. He wanted to go to Bronick off the screen. And still knocks down the shot, why not?
Henry might have got a little shove in the back too on that jump shot as he was talking to the ref on the way back. Cardinals looking for some calls right now.
Paul on the baseline, more great defense. Now Williams, a 3rd 3 of the half. Can't make this one. Capoletti the board, goes to Henry.
Right now Henry's the #1 scoring option.
Again off the glass, Bronick right there, cannot corral it. He was right there in front of the rim. Levy to the hole, and it's batted around a few times, and Bronick finally comes down with the board. Man, they're getting the basketball and just flat out sprinting.
And North Central's having a tough time staying with them.
Capoletti rolls in a three, back to a 10-point game, and Robert Morris will take a timeout with 13:03 to play in the second half.
Erwin Henry's trying to be that guy right now to help give it a spark on that offensive end. He's being aggressive, taking the ball to the basket, it seems like every time he touches it. And Capoletti with a big three there. This three, you need to get a defensive stop here and get the game to single digits.
How about the play of Jack Bronick right now? He missed that one on the offensive end, but good minutes off the bench for the Cardinals.
And he's playing right now because Coach Reardon wants him to play. It's not because of foul trouble either. He's coming in giving a good spark off the bench. Just got to be able to, like you said, play good defense on that other side and just finish down low. You don't need anything spectacular out of him. You don't need Sorensen. You just need to be able to finish those open layups and play some defense. Do
you risk playing Sorensen alongside Bronick? I don't know how many minutes they played together this year, but it can't be many.
The problem is matchups. Can
Sorensen be athletic enough to match up against a power forward?
Yeah, that's what you'd be concerned about. Is I think the power forward for Robert Morris would be Randolph, and he's shown that he's very athletic out there. Shot fake drive, and he gets by quick and can finish at the basket.
LJ Booth checks in, so Paul will get a breather on the bench. They swap 6'9" post players, and Bronick remains on the floor.
It's nice when you can go 6'9" for 6'9", huh?
It's a luxury most teams aren't afforded. Levy down low, and there's Randolph working against Capoletti. Double team by Chambers as well, outside and nearly stripped away by Aiden Chang. 14 seconds on the shot clock.
Coach Reardon very pleased right there on that defensive sequence. Cardinals need to execute.
Williams pulls up and nearly banks it home from the elbow. Chang is running the point, and this is something we haven't seen from him this year.
That's Chambers.
There he is, finally. Henry asking for the basketball.
Said, give me the ball.
He wants it. Gets the screen. Little hesitation moving into the corner. Capoletti a three. No.
Henry's kind of becoming that playmaker right now.
Randolph right into the chest of Henry. An offensive charge. Henry read that beautifully.
That's a big play by Henry, too. Is he's got 3 fouls. You got to make sure you get that charge, and he did. He didn't move, took it right to the chest, and a great defensive play.
Just looked over to the bench. Jaquan Phipps was tapping Aaron Tickness's knee because when Tickness was a player, oh my, that was his forte. I mean, he took at least 2 charges a game.
It's the Anita Sterling of the men's team.
Henry to the basket, off the glass, and good. How about that exchange?
Erwin Henry take over. The Whitney Young product. It was his friend Jalil Okafor's birthday the other day. Maybe this is for him.
He's in the NBA with the 76ers. Board, Bronick, another miss. Cardinals trail by 8.
You gotta hope Erwin Henry can keep his stamina. He's going real hard right now on both ends. Still got 11 and a half to play here.
Capoletti goes against the grain, right back to Henry. Henry gets it swatted away.
That's his
and
4th.
Wait a second.
That's gonna be a huge foul. That's number 4 on Erwin Henry. He's been playing real good basketball on both ends of the floor the last 5 minutes. Keeping him in this game.
That is his 4th foul, and he's trying to alert Coach Todd Reardon to that fact. And now they're going to have to substitute him out for Jaquan Phipps.
And Erwin Henry, 13 points. Really keeping the Cardinals in this one.
And he's been aggressive. He's been the only playmaker.
Now who?
That's a great question.
You got 3 catch-and-shoot guys out there. Yes, Chambers, Chang, and Capoletti. Capoletti looked like he could create a little bit, but we'll see. You got to ask for some other guys to step up, get out of their comfort zone, and do some other things.
Bronick draws the foul underneath on Booth. It's going to be a very interesting 11 minutes. Alex Sorensen has only played a few here in the second half been swapped out in exchange for Jack Bronick and hasn't seen time since.
I don't think you'll see him out too long.
Capoletti catches the basketball while going down. He tripped over the feet of, I believe that was Flowers on the perimeter. Chambers trying to create some space, and it's off the hands of Chang and out of play.
I think you'll see Jagger Anderson or Sorensen check in pretty soon, as you need somebody to initiate that offense. They don't necessarily have to score, just initiate it.
8-point game. 10:40 to play. Outside, Flowers the shot. Skips off the rim. And Booth pulls in the board and cleans it up.
It's a big human being.
You're a very, very observant.
That was just, I'm bigger than you. That's why I got this rebound. That's all that was.
Outside with Chang. He rolls to the basket. Chang high off the glass. Took a solid hit on the play. Bronick diving for the basketball and calls the timeout.
Bronick, good hustle there, and saves a possession for the Cardinals. And here, I saw him talking into the bench. He's gonna have somebody else check in who has not seen minutes. And it looks like that is Jack Colossal.
6'6" freshman forward from Newark, Illinois.
Not New Jersey.
No, not New Jersey. He has played some minutes, sparingly though, and typically towards the end of games that are already well in hand.
Every single player on North Central's roster is from Illinois. Nobody from out of state.
I don't know if that's
I would expect
unusual,
one.
but usually a few.
Yeah, maybe one in Wisconsin, Indiana, Michigan, somewhere around.
Iowa.
Oh wait, is there someone from? No, I don't think so.
No, everybody's from Illinois. You're right.
Thought I saw Indiana, but I was just seeing things. And we'll see here how North Central can respond as Bronick checks out. They have a new guy coming in with Colossal. And he's going to see some very meaningful, tough minutes, as he's going to be going against a big guy inside at 6'9", whichever 6'9" they decide to throw out there. They have their choice.
That's a tough thing for the Cardinals to guard against without Connor Raridan and Sam Fairley.
And you can see this Robert Morris team. They're going small plus 6'9" right now. They have 4 guys that Connor Raridan, whoever guarded Connor Raridan, would probably dominate right now. But 6'9" in there is a nice rim protector.
You know, I will retract my previous statement. Colossal has yet to log a minute this year.
Well, here we go. Welcome to North Central College.
Welcome to the show. 58-48, 10-12 to play, second half of action. Cardinals with the basketball, inbounded to Nick Chambers, the freshman. Really quiet half after a 9-point effort through the first 20 minutes.
Also a big body in there, 6'6", 240. See what he can do.
Outside Chang. Eagles have been really suffocating in this half, and Chambers right on cue. Smokes a 3 home.
They gave him a long 2 there.
Ooh, must have been out on the line. And that's a 3 the other way. Davis with a make.
I've never seen a team with such a green light. They are firing on all cylinders, and they're converting right now, especially in the second half.
Chambers nearly, or make that Phipps nearly loses it. He'll go to the hole, and 2 shots coming for Jaquan Phipps.
That might have been a little of a bailout call, as he was a little out of control. I don't even know if he had a chance to make that.
Looked to me as if he was going to try and pass that off to Matt Capoletti.
To the line.
Maybe he got fouled, but I don't even know if he was shooting.
Phipps this year, 3 field goals. All of those came against Illinois Wesleyan a few weeks ago. Also has 2 free throws.
There comes Sorensen.
Not much of a scoring option, and Sorensen will get Colossal out of the game. So now you expect Sorensen to probably play the rest of this game and try and carry them to the finish line.
And then they need Erwin Henry back out there, the way he was playing too. 4 fouls going to keep him sidelined maybe for another minute or 2. If this game gets to 13, 14, 15, you need to bring him back in. Jagger Anderson's been on the bench for a while as well.
Paul back into the game for the Eagles. Outside, a quick three and a make again. This time Greg Carter, a junior from Berwyn, Illinois. Knocks down a triple.
You got to get out on these shooters. They can shoot the basketball, and they want to shoot the basketball. And here comes Tommy Koth.
Sorensen looked like he was a little scared to take that three. A little bit hesitant. Stripped, regaining the control of the basketball. Down low, Phipps off the backboard, no good. That's a bunny layup for Phipps.
See who Koth is coming in for. His brother Matt Koth, former North Central soccer star, in the stands. I see him over there.
So Koth will get Phipps. It's been a tough second half. 64-51, 8:30 to play. Cardinals trailed by just one to begin the second period. And now Sorensen left wide open.
Sorensen just doesn't look comfortable with that jump shot right now. That's not like him.
He looks hesitant. I think that's and tentative. Meanwhile, Robert Morris looks aggressive and confident.
It's amazing how mental shooting the basketball can be.
Carter outside, and there's Paul, wanted the three. Kicked out. Flowers thought about it, now drives against Capoletti, and off the glass and good.
Hangs in the air. Coach Reardon just seems like he doesn't have any answers right now, as they're a very tough team to stop.
Chambers with it, gets a screen from Sorensen.
Looked like he changed pivot feet there.
Capoletti gets the screen and now takes the three as well and deflects straight down off the rim. 7:20.
About the time you put Erwin Henry in, Jagger Anderson tried to get that spark. And here comes Henry.
Right on cue. Davis with it. Flowers. Carter. Outside, the pole for three. Elbows around, and Sorensen trying to track it down. And
that's a horrible
big
ball.
collision, and now Sorensen cross court to Chambers, takes a three. No. Hall the rebound, and I'm not sure if that was the shot selection that North Central necessarily wanted on that possession. And now the ball sticks into the hands of Koth, who drives baseline and loses it off the end line.
Henry checks in for Capoletti. Cardinals really have gone stagnant on the offensive end, and the timeout taken now. You got to look for answers to score. If you're not going to stop them, you're going to have a track meet with them.
So a full timeout taken, 6:42 to play.
That's the problem. You either got to slow this game down and play a defensive game, or be able to score with them. And right now, they're not doing either.
This game reminds me a lot of the Carthage game, where there were open looks to be knocked down, but all too often the Cardinals were missing those opportunities. They've had shots. Granted, a lot of them are contested, but this 15-point deficit with a couple of makes for the Cardinals would be a lot less.
And this Robert Morris team isn't a lockdown defensive team, so this game's not by any stretch over, but you got to be able to put some stops together on the defensive end and get out in transition and run a little bit. They haven't really had many easy baskets. They had to work hard for everything, it seems like, or they're making contested jumpers, or it seems like there's not many inside, just easy. Erwin Henry got a couple layups, but they were still tough layups. He's really been a great spark, and he's got 4 fouls, so he's got to be careful, but hopefully you get the ball in his hands and let him go to work some more.
Defensively, it just seems like every time the Cardinals close out, the Eagles drive, and every time they don't close out, they hit a three.
Green light. Go score the basketball. And that's fun as a player. When you have that freedom, you're not playing nervous, you're not playing scared to miss a shot.
Paul, easy lane to the hoop, up and under move, not even necessary. He scores again.
Very athletic finishes in this game. The Robert Morris side. Here comes Bronick.
Sorensen passes up an open three. Koth with the basketball, outside Chambers. Henry, bunny hop into the lane.
He can't buy a call down there. He's begging for a foul. He's getting bumped too.
Carter pulls it out, goes to Gilbert. Gilbert outside to Carter. Outside Paul, shot fake and a drive. And Sorensen just swipes it away.
That's a quick whistle for that jump ball.
I'm not too sure about that.
It's a very quick whistle.
It's going to stay with Robert Morris as well. And Sorensen will check out.
And Chambers hasn't really got many looks in this half. Chang not really getting many looks. It's been almost all Erwin Henry.
Gilbert with the take and Bronick the board. Henry was out in front, and it's a foul on Paul as he tried to come up and guard Aiden Chang in the front court. That's his first, team's 5th. 5:36 to play. Cardinals trail by 15 against Robert Morris, in danger of losing their 3rd game of the season. They started out in high regard by Division III Hoops.com, D3Hoops.com, I should say. Koth with an open 3. He cannot hit. Paul the board.
Raridan's really the only one in this team, too, Connor Raridan, that plays the 4. Erwin Henry's not he's playing it right now, but he's a 3 or a 2, and you don't really have anybody else that plays the 4. Bronick comes in and plays the 5. So that's what they're really lacking out here, too, today.
Paul the rebound and a foul from Koth to save an easy basket. I'm not sure if I've ever seen a team, and although, there have been stretches of struggle for Todd Raridan's teams over the last few years, but I don't know if I've seen a team that has been searching for an answer and has been unable to find it. You've always had these players starting with, I came in with Landon Gamble, Jack Burchett, Charlie Rosenberg. These guys came in and they changed the program immediately. And since then, I've never seen a team that hasn't been able to correct whatever issue has popped up.
And this team they got a lot of weapons. Henry, Raridan, Sorensen, Jagger Anderson, Aiden Chang, the shooter out there. Chambers now, they have a lot of, and Cap Buddy's shown off the bench, he can score. A lot of guys that can score, but it's the consistency that they need right now. And you got to be able to free those shooters to get open looks, to be able to knock down those threes, and they're not even getting those looks.
Seems like all too often, players just aren't on the same page. As Erwin Henry gets fouled on his way to the basket, is it going to be 2 shots? I don't think it will be. I think it's on the floor.
I'll tell you what, Erwin Henry's working hard. He is playing aggressive basketball in there, and he's doing everything he can to try to get them back into this game.
He's also not forcing it.
No.
Now he's on the block. Goes to the lefty shot and rolls it in. Oh my.
Doing everything. And he's got those 4 fouls, so he's got to be careful. He can't back down too hard where someone flops and you're out of the game.
Connor Raridan popped up and pointed 4 fingers up to the sky, looking at Henry saying, hey, dude.
With the good hand. The other hand's wrapped.
Rebound, Paul, and he's pulled down by Bronick. And a foul on Bronick. Paul will go to the line for 2.
That's also a big human being.
Robert Morris, a few players were looking for the intentional foul, but I don't think there was anything malicious there. Bronick had gone up and was coming on back down and just got a hand of the jersey or the arm.
This North Central team, you just look at them on the bench, they look pretty defeated right now, and this is a good team you're playing here. You're not coming in losing to a bad basketball team. This Robert Morris team has really shown that they can score the basketball, athletic finishes, shoot the 3. They can really do it all. North Central just not getting their looks to fall on the offensive end. And you're missing one of your top players, if not your top player. Connor Raridan, obviously one of the best players on this team. It's tough to play without that.
A lot of people in the early season were talking about Connor Raridan in such high regard as to include him in the conversation for potential player of the year in Division III. While it may be a little early for those talks, he's certainly that high caliber of a player.
Him and Alex Sorensen, preseason All-Americans.
High rebound and a foul on a Robert Morris player as Bronick found a crevice to try and pull down that board, and it's on Flowers. So now the Cardinals are in a bonus with 4:02 to play in the second half, trailing by 17. Bronick will take a 1-and-1 opportunity.
Bronick working hard, and they're doing a good job today.
Him and Erwin Henry have certainly earned their keep in the starting lineup, or in the lineup, I should say. Bronick didn't start.
And there's been a lot of shuffling around. Coach Raridan's with Milliken and Albion's changing up those starting lineups, especially with Raridan, Connor Raridan being out. I always got to say the first name with the Raridans. Connor Raridan being out too. You got to shuffle a lot, and you got to look for different ways to score and different ways to defend. So this North Central team has to adjust for the next three weeks or so while Connor is out.
Under 4 to play, 15-point deficit.
And they've shown they can win. They beat Albion by 11 last game. It's not like they can't win without him.
Swung around. Paul wanted the 3 against Bronick. Flowers, shovel pass underneath. 2 seconds on the clock and a long 3 taken. Battle for the basketball, and Chang just happened to come up with it. And now a battle for it at midcourt. Won by the Eagles, and they'll slow things down. No reason to hurry here.
Smart play to pull that back out, run some clock if you're Robert Morris. Not when you have that underneath.
And Bronick forces a miss. That was tough to envision. Down low, Bronick dumped off from Erwin Henry.
It's been the Henry and Bronick show here in the second half.
Hey, those 2 guys are playing hard, and they're playing well. 3 minutes to go in this game.
And we've seen out Erwin Henry. He's had a bunch of good games in his 3 years here. It's not a surprise.
You know, he's an ultra-talented player. If he finds consistency on a night-in, night-out basis, he's going to be a very scary player to go up against. Anderson.
And he's more dangerous when Raridan's here because now he's forced to play the 4, and he gets a tougher defender, a bigger defender on him.
Jump shot, no good. Bronick. Woo-wee. Timeout taken. North Central. Bronick and Henry, the stories of tonight. They're playing well together. They're playing well individually. Henry up to 17 points. Bronick now up to 8.
Bronick, he's going with Bronick over Sorensen, and so far Sorensen in this game has struggled. 4-11 from the field, 0 for 3 from 3. Just his jump shot has not looked like himself. And yeah, as you point out there, 5 turnovers for Alex Sorensen. And you're going to have off games. It doesn't mean he's a bad player. He's struggling. He's just not a great night or a great day, I guess, for Alex Sorensen. He's one of the top players for this team, one of the top scorers for this team, but it's not his day today, and Jack Bronick's taking advantage of that opportunity.
Minutes-wise, it's interesting to see now that they're missing Connor for an extended period of time. Who gets heavy minutes? Matt Capoletti, 23 minutes tonight, 7 points, 4 rebounds. No turnovers, which is a big thing to look at when you're taking a look at an inexperienced player. And Nick Chambers, 33 minutes, and there's still 2.5 to go in this game.
And Chang hasn't came out.
He has not.
He's going to go the distance.
He's logged 38.
So this North Central team here just got to try to finish strong. It's going to be tough to win this basketball game, obviously. You're down 11 with 2:23 to go, but you want to finish strong and get some confidence going into that Wartburg game. That's not going to be an easy one.
Chambers takes a seat. Capoletti and Anderson are the 2 guards, along with Chang. Cardinals trail by 11, 2:14 to play. Paul outside. The drive baseline. Tipped, and Flowers right there, and he just touches it in. Nice find there on the baseline for Omar Garrett. Make it Gilbert. Anderson, Capoletti. Henry takes a jumper. Oh boy, that touched every bit of the rim.
It's about 90% of the way down. That's like a putt, goes in and out, right?
Doesn't mean you like it.
No.
Minute 35, ball nearly stripped away.
Bronick's poked that one away. Bronick really playing well so far in this game.
Marquis Williams, a couple of stutter steps off the glass, no good. Rebound still bouncing around. Erwin Henry tosses it ahead to Anderson. 80 seconds left, 13-point game. Henry into the lane, right-handed shot around Paul, the 6'9" defender. Cardinals are going to have to start pressing if they want any chance in this game, and now Anderson with the foul.
The bright spot of Erwin Henry is this is good for his confidence too, as he's got a couple of games where he struggled. You want to see him play well like this going into CCIW, I guess, consistent CCIW play. Now with the schedule changes, they've already had a couple CCIW games. But you start off, when you come back to CCIW play, you got 2 ranked teams right away. North Park might be the best team in the, I mean, North Central, Augustana, Wesleyan, North Park, Augustana, North Central, Wesleyan, all top 4 in the conference. But any of those 4 could be the best one. North Park could be that.
I mean, the roster is headlined by 2 players, but those are 2 spectacular players in Juwan Henry and Jordan Robinson.
They are usually atop of the list of the statistical individual leaders in the conference year in and year out.
Bronick outside, Erwin Henry with the basketball.
I mean, Jordan Robinson's averaging 24 a game, and Juwan Henry's averaging 22 a game.
Capoletti, the 3, makes it an 8-point game. Do I dare say we have a game on our hands with 47 seconds left? I don't know.
We'll see. I mean, you need to get a quick stop or a quick steal and score here, or you guys just got to have them miss free throws.
You might just have to have them get hacked. Robert Moore is shooting 69% from the free throw line. Not a nice total. Cardinals, 70%.
And you know, you look at North Central's game so far this season, and they had a big win against Illinois Wesleyan. They battled with Milliken that whole game. Milliken is 0-8 overall, and it was a good thing they came out to win that one. If you leave that one with a loss, you're not going to be very pleased. But it doesn't matter. It's a team. When you show up on a team so far and you're a top 20 team ranked in the country, they're going to give you everything they have, and they're going to wake up for those games. So North Central's got to be ready for that every time they go see somebody.
Cardinals still a couple of fouls away from bonus. 1 away. Take that back.
They'll be 1-on-1 here if they foul them.
There you go.
They have 6. Yeah.
Returning for the
Okay, yeah,
Cardinals,
6.
number 10, Jake
They had that
Robinson.
1 to give.
That's what I was, yeah.
No more to give now. Is if you're going to foul, you want to try to foul you do your homework and try to follow the right guy, not just anybody.
Inbound lofted in. Anderson knocks it out of play.
And this gets, you want to put that pressure on them, make them inbound the ball, tip it out of bounds. That's good because you don't want to let them just catch it and foul them right away, make them work for it.
Lofted ahead, Paul in the front court, and he's wrapped up. No shot. They're not going to count the shot.
Robert Morris's bench does not agree.
Cardinal foul number 30, Ben Capoletti, his second.
So it'll be a 1-and-1 on Paul, which is actually best case scenario aside from a steal. They will not get continuation. That was Capoletti on the wrap-up. And now Chambers checks in for some Insta offense. Kind of like Insta coffee or Insta noodles.
What's that?
Pop it in the microwave and it's good to go.
That's a college thing.
Oh, yeah.
Were you a ramen guy?
Oh, no.
No, I never ate ramen either.
Pop-Tart.
Boy.
Kind of like Justin Sturzma.
Does he like Pop-Tarts?
He loves cinnamon toasted s'more Pop-Tarts or something along those
A
lines.
lot going on in one Pop-Tart.
Yeah. Erwin Henry with the basketball, trailing by 9, goes to the rack and lays it in. 7-point game. Inbounded.
That's what you
and
want.
Chambers with the foul. 35 seconds left.
That's the guy they've been daring to shoot all game, and that's who you're going to want to send to the free throw line, see if you can knock down at least the front end of a one-on-one. You get a miss here and you get a make. Then you can talk about creeping back into this maybe.
Marquis Williams to the line to shoot a 1-and-1.
Williams, 16 of 25 this year from the stripe, which is a 64% mark.
Front end's always the most important, obviously. And there it is.
Looked pretty true as well.
Jerry Davis, number 10, Greg Carter.
It's one thing I love about college over the NBA is the one-on-one, all the pressure on that first free throw.
And knocks down a pair. Henry waits to pick it up, now does. We'll get a high screen from Bronick. Takes the jump shot. And Bronick fighting to keep it alive. And it's going to be off of Robert Morris. So a lucky bounce right there, but time, precious time is ticking away.
You're at that time where you need to start taking threes.
Henry tries to wheel around, scoops it into the lane, and good again. And a timeout taken by Coach Todd Raridan with 22 seconds left, and it's a 7-point game again.
Erwin Henry's really embracing the role of being that playmaker. He's going hard to the basket. He's got 23 now in this one.
He's been efficient as well.
At the half, what did he have at the half then?
Erwin Henry at the half had only 7 points, so
16,
a lot of work.
16 here in this second half. That's a big half for the junior from Whitney Young.
22 seconds left. Was that a good shot for Erwin Henry the first time around on that jump shot?
If you're gonna, I think you need either a layup or a 3 at this point in the game. I don't know about a mid-range jump shot, but I mean, if it's there, I guess why not? You need to see something go through the basket and hope for a steal or something. But at this point in the game, you need to trade 3 for 1 or 2.
Now you coach basketball in this situation. If you're Coach Raridan, what are you telling your players in the huddle?
I don't know the scouting reports. I can look for you in a second, but you got to double the best free throw shooter and just foul immediately. I don't know if you even have time to, unless you get a steal on the inbound, you got to foul immediately. You don't have time for them to throw the ball around for 4 or 8, 9 seconds, then get a steal. You got to get that steal right away or foul.
Inbounded,
and he will.
And Chang will foul him. Only 2 seconds dwindle off the clock. And another one-on-one for Williams, who just knocked down a pair moments ago.
This Robert Morris team in the second half, big scoring output is if he makes these 2. They got 45 points. They got 43 at the moment, but they're showing you how they can score that basketball.
Misses the front end. Here we come. That's the big break the Cardinals needed. Henry kicks it out. Capoletti stutter steps, kicks it out to Chambers with a 3. No. And that might do it. Bouncing around a few times. Capoletti kicks it out to Chang. 6 on the clock, and Chang will miss the 3. This game is over. And they'll just let the game wind to a close. That was okay.
Clearly a foul and a travel if you're not going to call a foul, but that's okay. Just let it finish. But
7-point game, 77-70 the final. Eagles over the Cardinals. Robert Morris with the win, and good fight for NCC in this one.
And they battled. They just dug too big of a hole in this one. As you get down 15, 17 points against a team that can score the basketball like this, it's going to be really tough to come back. And they're just showing that they missing kind of Raridan today. He'll be back. He's not out for the year. And Alex Sorensen didn't do what he wanted to from the jump shot perspective. He was good in the low post. He didn't do what he wanted from the jump shot. But Jack Bronick did a very good job off the bench. Erwin Henry, a huge second half, 16 in that second half. So definitely some bright spots, but Cardinals definitely got to clean some things up.
Erwin Henry leads all scorers with 23, and also pulled down 5 rebounds and dished out a couple of assists. Nick Chambers in double digits as well, 11 points. Matt Capoletti with 10, Jack Bronick 8 and 9 off the bench. Meanwhile, for Robert Morris, it's Paul with 20 and Randolph with 11. Those are their scores in double figures. And tonight, rather this afternoon, Robert Morris comes away with the win, improving to 9-4. Cardinals drop to 6-3. They head out onto the road next. Number 23, Wartburg College is on deck on the 20th down in Fort Lauderdale. Then Wheaton College in Massachusetts, also down in Florida, before they return back to the Midwest in Stevens Point, Wisconsin, right before the new year, and then they're back for CCIW play. So a lot of work to be done, but fortunately they have some time before they get back to conference play.
Yeah, this team going to go on the road, going to go to Florida, so they have some nice weather. I guess you can call it the road. They'll probably enjoy that. Got a couple back-to-back games, like you said, against that not our Wheaton College in the CCIW. See if they can get a couple wins out there, come back home with a little swagger with them, and Connor Raridan will probably be returning close to the beginning, mid-January-ish area. But the Cardinals, a couple tough games with Wartburg, and then Wheaton. Then they travel up to Stevens Point. That's a long drive up there. So before they come back to face 2 ranked teams, so welcome home in the CCIW.
Well, that'll do it for us. The next time you will see us is that ranked game against Augustana on the make that the 4th of January, 2017. Alongside my partner, Eric Gruber, I'm Kevin Jackman. Thanks to our cameraman and producer today, Chris Picciolo, and our technician back at the studio, Rachel Glover. We'll see you after the new year. Happy New Year, everybody, on NCTV 17.